My name is Mary Carson. I'm your teacher for Math 17250, which is an all online tree class. I wanted to give you guys just a small introduction so you guys can put a name to a face and just kind of walk you through the course a little bit and go over some information. Today is the first day of classes. So make sure you guys, get familiar with the layout of the class. And we use a program called My Open Math to get logged into that and get started on some of your work. Just to give you guys a little bit of information about me, I have been teaching for about 15 years, 10 years, almost it'll be 10 years in January here. And then I taught for 5 years at North Pitt High School before coming here. I've taught a wide variety of math classes. I teach the 171 class. I've taught Math 110, Math 143, developmental classes for math as well. So I've pretty much done it all. The only class I haven't taught is the actual calculus course, and Mr. Price always does that one. So I am from Pitt County, northern Pitt County. I grew up in Belvoir, which is in between Greenville and Tarboro. And I currently live in Bethel. A husband is from Bethel, and he is a farmer, and we have 3 children. I have 2 girls who are 9 and 6, and then a little boy who is 2. So the girls are in 4th grade and 1st grade. So I'm very busy outside of class, and so it's easier to reach me through email. And then I check email every day, all the time. So if there's an issue, that's the quickest way to reach me. I went to ECU for my undergrad and graduate for my master's also. So I'm a pirate through and through. And I really like to read and go to the beach in my downtime, and love teaching too. So that's just a little bit about me. I am going to share the screen, and let's see here, we're going to share. Let's go to the course first. All right, so this is what your class looks like. Here's some information. I'm in building 4, room office 23A. This is going to be changing later because I'm going to be moving offices sometime this semester. Monday, Wednesday, Friday are my office hours from 8 to 12, and Tuesday, Thursday from 8 to 10. This is, you guys can email me and I can set up a time. Here is your start here information. Make sure you read over this section, and the video is also going to be posted here once I get this done. Your course announcements are going to be here. Your mandatory enrollment assignment. So every course has a mandatory enrollment assignment. It counts as your attendance, the entrance attendance for the class. This is going to be due by August 27th. So make sure that is completed. If it's not completed, then we cannot mark you as attended, and you will get withdrawn from the class. The course evaluations are at the end of the semester, so just make sure you fill out a course evaluation for each of your classes. It just kind of lets us know how the course went, if there's some things that the instructor could have done better. This is, you won't see this. Here's your syllabus, the instructor interaction plan. We're going to be using a free program called My Open Math. This is the directions for that. We'll get to that in a minute. And then also the outline for the course. So let's look on this first. So here's a little layout of the syllabus. Again, the course starts today, the 18th. It'll end December 12th. I leave usually every day by 2:30. I have to pick up the kids from school. And on Fridays, I leave at 12. So if you do want to set up a meeting, it's got to be between that time. Your student learning outcomes for the program is here. Here's the course description. And then the actual student learning outcomes for the actual course. Our learning and teaching methods, mostly going to be reading from the online textbook, video notes, student discussion. There's an outside reading assignment. And then there's like some video lessons, questions on My Open Math. There's some quizzes. And then you'll have your exams are going to be in Moodle. So everything is going to be done in Moodle. The My Open Math is going to be used for your actual notes and some of the assignments and quizzes. And then Moodle is going to be used for your discussions and your exams. So you guys need to be checking Moodle every week, and you should be checking My Open Math as well. Sometimes you'll have an assignment from both. Your exams will count 40% of your grade. Your homework assignments like quizzes and your outside reading assignment and discussions will count as 40%. And then your final exam will count 20%. We don't have a required textbook for this class. We're going to be using an OER, which is going to be linked in Moodle and also in My Open Math. If you do have your previous pre-calculus algebra book, it's a really big green book. You can use some of that information to help you with the course. It would be chapters 6 through 12 in the back of the book. And then again, we're going to be using Moodle, YouTube videos, the My Open Math. I didn't put that up there, but it's something else we're going to be using. Khan Academy. If you have a graphing calculator, that would be very helpful. The library, there's My Open Math. If you don't have a graphing calculator, you can use something called Desmos, and I'll kind of show you guys that later. And then here's our grading policy. We use a 10-point scale, the course outline, and then you guys can read over the attendance policy, religious observance, the college policies like the communicable disease, open door policy statement, the disability statement. Here's our course catalog, AI information, our cheating policy, plagiarism tool, and then late work. So I don't allow late work. Obviously, if there's an extenuating circumstance, like you were in the hospital or you have had a loved one that has passed away, you just need to email me and contact me and let me know what's going on. Usually I'm willing to work with you guys. If you guys email me on the night if something's due at 11:45 and it's due at 11:55 and you tell me your internet's out, probably not going to let you guys make it up. You have a week to do your assignments, and so I expect you guys to not wait until the last 30 minutes of the due date to complete the assignments. It's just too much information to complete. So just make sure you're completing assignments throughout the week and don't wait until the last minute. Grade appeal policy. And then if there's any issues, make sure you reach out to me first if you feel like something's not right or you're just having issues with something. I'm pretty, understanding and flexible. I do understand that sometimes things come up and most of the time I'm willing to work with you guys, or I may say, look, we'll talk about this at the end of the semester. And if you really need the grade, then I'll let you make something up. And then the next person to reach out to, if you feel like you're not being heard or whatever, is Mr. Price, who is our department chair. And that's pretty much the syllabus. This is the instructor interaction plan. I'm not going to go over that, but you guys can read it. It's just what you can expect from me for the course, like how often I respond or whatever. Here are the My Open Math directions for the fall. This is what it's going to look like when you log into My Open Math. You'll have a username and password. If you have not used it before, which most of you haven't, use the register as a new student button and then log in as a new student. And you can create your username and password. Use your school email for your username is what I tell people. And then you're going to provide the course ID, which is this, and then the enrollment key. And you should be able to log right in. And again, this is going to be Math 172 50 for the fall. Here's a course outline. This is kind of tentative. Like obviously if we're out for a while for a hurricane or something, that may change, or I'll give you extra time. But this is kind of an idea of what you guys can expect. Our assignments, I usually use one day for assignments specifically. Like our assignments are always going to be due on Wednesdays, unless obviously there's a holiday or something. But our assignments are Wednesday. You can also get to my Open Math website by clicking on this link. There, this is what it looks like. So ours is going to be One Math 172 Fall. You're not going to have all this. This is just stuff that I've used. Go back. And this is also a link to actual online textbook. And then you'll see here is your week 1 information. I always post the sections that we're going to be covering, the objective, and then what you're going to be expected to do. So like once you log in, you're going to complete the following. The intro to my Open Math assignment is going to take about 30 to 45 minutes. And then under chapter 1, you need to read the chapter 1 notes in my Open Math, 1.1 and 1.2, and then you need to watch the video assignments for 1.1 and 1.2. So I'm going to go over to my Open Math. I'm going to share this tab. All right, so when you log into my Open Math, this is what it's going to look like. As you'll see on the calendar here, for this week's assignments due for next Wednesday, you have the intro to my Open Math due, the video for 1.1, and the video for 1.2. The book is listed here. This is your course. This is your book. You can kind of take a look at it. It's got your 6 chapters, and you can look through this section 1 that we're doing. And the book's also here. Okay. This is your first one. It's just trying to get you used to the course. I think you can do this one as many times as you want. Okay. And then we're going to go down to chapter 1. Here's your chapter 1 textbook. I was just reading that. And then when you look at 1.1, they give you all these video examples and video lessons. Okay. So I would suggest looking at these and writing down some notes. And then your video assignment is going to look like this. Usually there's a video that goes with it. And then you have a question. Okay. So you watch the video, write down some notes, and then you try the question. I think you have 2 attempts on these. You can also use the question help video, and it's literally the same question, and it just goes over with different answer, different problem. Okay. And then you have question 2, same thing. And question 3, question 4, question 5, question 6. Again, each of these just about has a worked example that you can look at to help you work on the problem. And I think you have 2 attempts to each of these questions. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. I really like this program just because it gives so many visual examples. And there's no way I could come up with all that on my own. So that's why I like to use this program. So that's for 1.1. And then you'll have another one for 1.2. And again, 1.2 gives you the objectives, give you so many different video examples. And then when you get here, click on that. You're again going to have a video to go over the problem. And then if you need extra help, there's another video to help you get through this answer. Okay. So, but again, the main thing that I want to reiterate to you guys is a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to use my Open Math. And then they forget to check Moodle, okay? Because sometimes you're going to have stuff that's listed in Moodle along with my Open Math, and you need to see what's due. So for example, okay, this week you're doing 1.3, 1.5, 1.6. I also like to attach little notes that I've done to kind of help you. So I would print these out to have. And then like this one, I give you an attachment for the unit circle that you could print out to help you. This week is 3 more things. I've attached some more notes, a trick sheet to help. And then if you notice here on week 4, I said this week we're going to complete the practice test in my Open Math, and then you have your first test. And what happens is people oftentimes aren't checking Moodle and they don't take their first test, and that's a 0 for their first test. So, and that's a big deal. So you just need to make sure you're checking Moodle every week. When you do your test, make sure you just take a picture, scan your answers so I can see all the work that goes with the test. And then you'll just submit that here. But anyway, that is pretty much everything for the course. If you guys have any questions, please, please, please reach out to me. And I look forward to working with all of you guys. I hope you guys have a great semester.